This company was started in 1954 as the Committee for State Security, headquartered in the Lubyanka building in Russia. Wait, wrong company. Actually, in 2003, two of the biggest names in Flatland got together and formed the less maligned and more awesome company that made some of the most freaking insane little bikes ever, KGB.
Bueno.
What up, y'all? Derek here with benDy Tubes, and if you didn't pick up on it, we are talking about KGB Kuoppa Gomez Bikes. But first, y'all need to check out one too, just like I did. Very similar to Jorge and Marty, Jerry and Steven made this company to make clothes, but not just flatland clothes, cool art-inspired clothes like this shirt from BMX Ramon. Super cool, love the robot logo, love the art. Check him out. I think it's Two Official on Instagram. Get some merch, link below. Keep up the good work, 2. Now, back to the bikes. KGB, like I said, was founded in 2003 when Marty Kuoppa and Jorge Viki Gomez said, we can bend it better. Frames were made in Taiwan, and I'm rushing through this just to get to the good stuff. Quick sidebar, and I can't stress this enough, KGB only made like 6 frames back in the day, but were born and bred in the mid-school. And I love this company. Super innovative, willing to try almost anything. So, in 2004, KGB made their first frame, the Psychona, king of the bends. Double kinked goodness. This thing came in an 18.5, 19 or 20 inch top tube version, 12.8 chainstay in a super slack 73.5 degree head tube angle. Favorite head tube angle by me for sure. And there are so many little Easter eggs on this bike. This little brace right here, the chainstay kinks for a little bit of foot clearance. Initially, they didn't have an integrated head tube, but eventually they got one. I think it ran from about 03 to 08 or 04 to 08, according to BMX Museum, but oh boy, this thing is legit quintessential mid-school flatland. Now, this was their first offering and just a banger. It slid right into the mid-school, not defining the area, but putting the KGB stamp on it for sure. And guess what? I had one. Here's a picture of it. It's probably my favorite bike of all time. I think it's where I got my love for like that slower slack head tube angle. Anything other than a 75, I'm a big fan. So from here on out, I'm not really gonna touch on dates. They're a little bit muddy, so we'll just cover models. The next model is the Psycho Power. Less bends, more crissy-crossy, triple diamond, if you will. Diamond 1, 2, and 3. Ultra low stack height, bottom bracket just dangling out in the middle of nowhere. It's got a seat tube gusset to help strengthen things up. Super cool frame. You know, I honestly don't think I've ever seen one in person, but another ultra mid-school design. Some of the details and dimensions, very similar to the Psychona, 18.6 top tube, 12.8 chainstay, and that slower 73.5 degree head tube angle. Also, a little bit later, KGB made a revised version of the Psycho Power called the Super Power. Little bit different. Main differences are there's some machine reliefs at the head tube and the bottom bracket. There's probably some other things too. I don't have one in front of me to tell you what they are, but Super Power no less. Next, KGB released the PsyConnection and the new connection. Again, super cool mid-school whip. Starting with the first model, the PsyConnection, this had the same double bent top tube, but the difference, the top tube was a smaller diameter. And they are smack dab joined together for a majority of the length. What happens whenever you slap two tubes together like that? You put a gusset up front to strengthen things up a little bit. This is one of those dangling bottom bracket frames. And I just want to call out this wishbone chainstay from the down tube. Cool little detail. Overall, freaking awesome frame. Super low stack height like the Psycho Power. Way out of the way. 18.6 top tube, 13-inch chainstay, but now a steeper 75-degree head tube angle. And my buddy Danny Moyer Harrison, he was slinging a neon version of this thing that burned my eyes with delight. I don't think he still has it, but whew, that thing was beautiful. Now, same situation with the Psycho Power and the Super Power. The PsyConnection got the new connection, and that took the same liberties in machining the head tube and bottom bracket. And again, don't have both side-by-side comparison, so that's what I can see from the pictures, and that was all intended to save a little bit of weight. Now, the last mid-school frame that KGB made was the Palermo. I'm proud to announce that we've got twins! Twin top tube, baby. Gussets, check. Machine head tube, check. Machine bottom bracket, check. Crazy machine plate steel top tube gusset covering the double dog top tube, check. Mate. This thing was wild. Like, details, it's about the same as the PsyConnection 18.6 top tube, 13-ish chainstay in that same 75-degree head tube angle. Once again, there are a lot of great examples on BMX Museum. Also, check this thing out from Hitch Hunter. I love this. Those PIR bars in stem combo, holy heck, that's awesome. So well done, such a show by, it's beautiful. Also, look at these. Look at them. Look at them. Notice anything? For some reason, every one of these is maxing out that 333 millimeter seat post. Totally a style back in the day, but I just think it's funny that they're all rocking it right here. Finally, in 2016, KGB went new school with the Soul Rider. Straight tube, new school whip. Tons of options though. 18.5, 18.9, 19.5 top tube, and a variable chainstay length with each top tube, and that includes a variable weight for each one. Head tube stayed at that 75-degree head tube angle. So it's kind of wild. The Soul Rider came out in 2016, and it's wild because KGB actually split in around 08 or 09. Marty went and did his own thing, which was Jungle Rider. But as I looked around, I found this article linked below, which Marty and Jorge talk about getting the band back together for one more greatest hit, which was the Soul Rider. Really, really interesting commentary about mid-school bikes and how the double diamonds really rule the roost from a strength and simplicity standpoint. Also, quick sidebar, I haven't talked about the bits too much, but KGB had a ton. Sprockets, pegs, bars, stems, but there's one that really, really stands out to me, and that is the V2 space fork and the reflex brakes. They had a V1 space fork, which supported 990 mounts, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it was kind of bent like the Autumn, but the V2s are out of this world. Think reverse V brake, almost like an A brake, if you will, with these single lug brake pull, dual cables going down to individual brake arms. And this was just so that you didn't have anything coming over the tire whenever you're kicking or scuffing or squeaking. It's just one of a kind design. Never seen anybody else do it since. And shout out to my guy, Indy Armstrong. He is rocking these PIR custom forks that with the brake lugs to support these custom carbon fiber Mark Johnson special reflex brakes. Y'all, these are so legit. Indy Armstrong, Pete Brandt, both kind of rocking similar setups with custom forks and these carbon reflex brakes. So cool. And lastly, speaking of Martti and Viki, when they started KGB, they were at the top of their game and the top of the game. All the washed up stoner superlatives that I can throw at this thing: rad, gnarly, cool, awesome, bodacious. Viki was winning constantly. He was so dialed, so good. And Marty was the man, like mega hard tricks, kickflip, all like not super long lines, just bangers, like tricks that bend reality for Flatland at the time. I absolutely love his Odyssey edit. I'm gonna try and find it and link it below. But seriously, not enough can be said on how influential these two riders were on the mid-school Flatland scene. Absolutely monumental influence. And the exciting thing is they ain't done. Viki's running Viking Bikes, which is specializing in a lot of titanium componentry. He's got a few frames out there. He's got the armpit sweeper flip aroundy bike trick that he's doing these days, so he's still progressing. And then Marty's out there coaching. I think I just saw a clip of Marty riding the other day. So like both dudes are still at it, which is great to see so many years later, like 20 years later from the mid-school days. So, and yo, KGB, Kuoppa Gomez Bikes, y'all had an outsized role in mid-school flatland BMX. And for that, we thank you and we salute you. Once again, Derek, benDy Tubes, thanks for watching.